Hi, my name is John Jenkins. I am the senior pastor of the First Baptist Church of Glenarden, Maryland, located just outside of Washington, D.C. I'm honored to be able to share a whiteboard leadership moment with you today. I want to talk about a term that might be new to some of you. It's called covering. And I want to draw a distinction between a covering and a coach. And what is a covering? A covering is a pastor to a pastor. It is someone that covers the pastor, who looks after the well-being of the person, is what a covering is. And I want to challenge all pastors. I believe every pastor, just like all Christian believers, should have a pastor. I believe every pastor should have a pastor, somebody to whom they turn to, look to, confide in, and put trust in the care of their own souls. The question is, what's the difference between a covering and a coach? Well, a coach or a mentor can share information with you and teach you and give you guidance. But a covering can also be a coach. But what makes the covering pastor different from a coach is that there are two important elements and components to a covering that distinguishes a covering from a coach. And those two distinct differences are, number one, accountability. Every pastor should have someone to whom they are accountable to. The key component of accountability is honesty, the willingness to be honest with the person to whom you're sharing with. Every pastor needs somebody to whom they are accountable to. Left to ourselves and on our own, we are capable of doing anything. And every pastor should have somebody to whom they confide and trust in. The second component that makes covering different from a coach is a level of authority. A true covering, a true pastor to a pastor, that pastor has a level of authority. I have a covering pastor in my life, and anything that my pastor tells me to do, I will do. I am submitted to his leadership. And I think, again, every pastor should have somebody to whom they are submitted to their leadership. If you're not submitted to anybody's leadership and you're doing your own thing, or you only do it when you agree to what they tell you to do, then that's not really submission. I believe God calls all of us to be submitted to somebody. And so I want to challenge all pastors to find that person, to pray about that person that God would place in your life, or they may already be in your life, who can play that important role of covering you. Yes, we can have multiple coaches, but you only can have one covering pastor. This has been a Whiteboard Leadership Moment. To find out more, go to converge.org.